Another thing is that I know one whole like session has been recorded and fully edited with like end screen, transition, and everything. One of my personal favorite games on Switch, that like recent Switch game that me and my brother played at. Well, we already played the game once with my friends. No joke, we already played the game once on my friend's PC through Steam Remote Play. The other one was that it's just that most of us played it. It was fun. We had stories about the previous playthrough. Again, just like Dokapon, we played the game before. Not recorded it because it was on my friend's computer. But the only other person that wasn't there for the recording session played it blind, and we went through everything the game had to offer. Like, I had to actually go out of my way to almost complete the game by myself, just to just to have it like set up. So it was pretty fun. Blueport. I'm buying that final vacant plot because I know for a fact I'm not gonna land on there. God bless the estate chefs. Alright. I do know that for a fact that I can play more games. I just do know that. Yeah, I do know I can play more games. But here's the thing, and I know when I was playing through Peak yesterday, I brought it up in the recording session that I don't know if I configured my fans correctly. Since like this is the first time I've ever had to add more parts to a PC, not build it necessarily. I had to like at least add some parts of the 3060, find some screws to make it fit there. Like this thing did not come with the screws for the brackets, which is kind of funny but kind of annoying. Put in 3 more fans, 2 in the front, 1 up, and all that. It was fun, but I had to like literally, I don't know if my fan configuration is correct. But I feel like I do know if something is working because like, I think for fans necessarily, it's that you know when a fan is working as like intake and outtake. It's like when you can feel the like air pushing by your hand, or not being pushed, like you feel the air getting pulled in between your fingers when you put your hand in front of it if it's intake, and you'll feel more air coming to the other side, or to your hand if you're putting it on the other side. So yeah, I'm just trying to see if that works and all that, see if that is acquired. But yeah, that's just how I feel. I just don't know if I did these fans correctly. I'll figure it out when like this thing overheats. If this thing overheats randomly one day, then I'm gonna have to see. But for now, yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, I don't have like any miss. I don't have any way to see if it's like that. And yeah, no, just gonna have to deal with that. One other thing is just that this was a computer used for work. This was like a work computer someone used. It was fun. It was kind of funny that they left it. The whole story of why I have this PC with me and why it took me so long is that this computer was just left behind at an office where my mom works. And I do mean left behind. The person basically had to leave. They were going to a new office in a different building. Like the usual stuff. So they just left some stuff there because they took the more important stuff. And after that, they just left it behind. So they can like pick it up at a later date. That's what everyone was expecting. But lo and behold, like half a year goes by. I think almost like 7 or 8 months go by. And they just never took this computer. So first thing that I did was just pester my mom into actually just grabbing the computer. So lo and behold, I got this computer. Because at that point, even my mom called the owner of the building, saying if they're gonna show up, pick up the PC, pick up the computer, pick up stuff that they left behind. Because in general, it's like upgrades. It's like people are gonna be moving into the office almost immediately. I said it's work. It's nothing personal. You decide to move out. Yeah, you decide that you want to move out of the building, that you want to move out, and someone else is just gonna buy in. At that end, basically, someone else moved in almost immediately. And they actually did go back to that building, to their old office, to see if they can pick up their stuff. And saw that someone was already in that building, in their office, which was really funny, but what can we do? So yeah, so I've had this PC for like around 4 months? Yeah, 4-ish months. I forgot my old password for this, so I have to like reset it again and put a new password in. But at the end of the day, yeah, no, it was kind of funny. And one other thing about it is that this thing already had like a graphics card in it. This said before, this is a 5600G as a CPU, so it has integrated graphics, which is not that bad. And more of a necessity is that I just wanted to actually grab more of a better graphics card, because here's the thing. If I use an integrated graphics for everything I do, I wouldn't have a dual monitor setup. It would only be single monitor, which I am not accustomed to anymore. I love having a dual monitor setup because I get to look at both monitors. And with like stuff like Fortress Raid, Dokapon, if I ever play Mario Party, stuff like that, I can actually like open up another tab on the other screen and not mess up the thing too much. And that's like the power of having like a better PC and a better computer where I can do that. So those are the fun times. Number 14. Ugh. Hooray. I'll be able to recoup my loss. That sucks. That really sucks. But yeah, I just have this thing set up. It's on my table. I know yesterday when I was like setting all this up, couple things happened. One is that the computer didn't want to post, which is great. Just like normal, basically. Yeah, just like the normal times where if it doesn't want to post, you just have to see if everything's working, everything's connected. They did connect. It was connected. But my problem, and I do mean this, my problem was that I swapped the RAM sticks. I know when I was like fucking around with the RAM sticks, seeing how much they were and all that, I swapped them. Basically, the RAM sticks were on 2 and 4. I never moved them from 1 to 3, but I moved what was on 2 to 4 and what was on 4 to 2. And it didn't work. And I'm like, did the RAM go bad? Because that can happen. So I took out one, left the other one in. Same problem. So I'm like, let me just swap these for now and see if that's the problem. That was the problem. Like, that was literally the problem, that I swapped them by accident before. So it works now. The other one was that the graphics card wasn't working. And what I mean by that is, well, I connected both monitors to the graphics card, and one of them's on the display port, which is even better. Only one got power. I disconnected the other one, then the other one gets power. So I'm like, is the GPU not working? Because it's reading both HDMI and the adapter for DisplayPort I'm using. So those are fun like scenarios. And I just took it up, reseated it with a different cable, and yeah, no, now it works. I know for a fact that I'm gonna have to cable manage this shit out of this computer because there are some parts that... Oh, this thing's open. I gotta fix it. I do know for a fact that I'm gonna have to like move all this around and try to not reseat it, but re-put everything together because there's some parts that are out in the open. I wanted to have it like open air, or like have like the front and then the back side of the things open, so I can get more air, but I'd rather not. Yeah, so everything, my brother has my old computer. He's having fun with it. He just wanted to play games, and I know once he asked me like, yo, can I get the external hard drive for like computer games or so I can uninstall games? I'm just like, dude, you have the because that thing already had I bought another external hard drive for that thing, 2 terabyte, and that hasn't finished. I think it's 1 terabyte. Either way, like that has a 1 terabyte SSD that has a lot of games in it, and it hasn't run out of space yet. I don't have enough money to buy stock. I'm gonna buy this one. You'd think I'd buy the 230 for the Monopoly, but if you were here for the last episode, I went against it. In the previous board, I could have gotten the Monopoly pretty early, but as you saw, well, one, I was getting carvered, and I'm gonna keep that as a thing. Getting carvered was that in an old playthrough when I played before, I kept putting stocks into a district, and Carver was putting stock in a district. I'm like, this guy just wants to piggyback off me. No, characters like Carver, Toad, and I think there's one more. I think not Birdo. Birdo acts like slime. Probably Yoshi. Anyway, there are some characters that act like they put 50 stock into a district. I think Processa is like this as well. They put 50 stock into a district, and then they put another 50 stock into a district, and then they upgrade after having like 100 stocks, so they get like a good boon every time they rank up their ship. And that's what happened, where basically me and Carver kept fighting in the district, and it kept increasing. And then I had another district to work on, so I just said, fuck it, I'm not adding any more there. I'm just gonna be putting it in a different district. Literally, I did not know that Carver was just trying to get more stocks than me to upgrade his shop, and then he just fucked up that district later on. And I'm just like, dude, I just gave this man so much money for free because I didn't know he just wanted to upgrade the shop and then leave. It gave him so much bang for his buck, and I could not upgrade in a 3-in-1 district because of that. He wasn't piggybacking. He just wanted to put stocks in to upgrade, and then he fucked off. So that's kind of pissed me off, but that's what I mean by I'm getting carvered. It's an interesting way, but you get used to it. Separate it again. And if anything, let's see what we can do. 5. Perfect. My ass is gonna be teleported away from the bank, which is great. Also, hold up, I gotta be right back. You get to enjoy the music going on, though. I gotta pick up something from outside. Someone dropped something. A package. I must have missed something because goddamn, I didn't take that long and it's now my turn.